Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Chris, and this is my channel, Barnon11970. Thank you, as always, for checking out my video. All right, guys, I talk about this all the time about symbolism, and at this point, it's getting so easy, it's not even funny. Either I'm getting a better ability, or they're just so blatantly not caring that it's almost so easy to see right now when they send these messages. I'm still watching it, actually. I got it off of Amazon today. The Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. And the symbolism is so funny. It's so obvious at this point. I don't see how people can't see it. There's one part that's obvious. There's one part that I just saw, and I had to shut this off because if you haven't watched that movie, there's going to be some spoiler alerts. But if you have or you have it, I want you to check this out and you'll see the symbolism. The first part is the obvious part. The fact that the leader of the apes, his name is Caesar. And you see in the beginning of the movie that humans and apes are actually going to try and not work together, but try and allow each other to work in peace. And Caesar wants this because Caesar loves the humans. And there was another ape that ended up, because humans tortured him, he didn't trust humans and he wanted to go to war. But Caesar, being in control, basically stopped this other guy. I think his name was Kobe. And he supposedly submits. But then what happens is he steals a human gun. He shoots Caesar. In other words, his most trusted ally, A2 Brute, you know, the Julius Caesar, he gets stabbed by Mark Antony, his supposed friend. But you see that the ape in the movie shoots and assassinates Caesar, which then creates the ability to get the apes to blame it on the humans, where they go and attack them. So you see what they're talking about there in the symbolism is how easy it is to make a war possible by killing someone of your own and blaming it on someone else. And then the rest of the monkeys, the sheep, will follow in rage because they don't know that Caesar was assassinated by a fellow ape, his friend. They assumed, because one of the ape that killed Caesar said that a human did it, they went off in a rage and started a war. So that's the part that might be obvious. So if you haven't seen this movie, watch it and you'll see the symbolism. The other one is a unbelievable either irony, or when you check this out, you will see what I'm talking about. Near the 3/4 of the way into the movie, there's a part where they find out Caesar didn't die, that he's actually alive. And they try and stop this whole war that this Kobe, the one that shot Caesar, was trying to start. So if you get to the point where you see the apes are underground, they separate, and the human guy character finds a couple other humans underneath this subway. And this is the ironic part here, and I want you to watch this. They say that all of the apes are in a tower, and they are in the basement underneath the tower. And one of the characters says, we're going to take down the tower. And they had C4 all around the basement of the building. Now here's the ironic part. When the camera scrolls up to show up the tunnel, you see two columns. In other words, the Twin Towers. I mean, symbolism is so obvious there. I'm not going to show it because I don't want any copyrights, so I'm not going to show any images, so you need to check this out yourself. But it's so, they're saying we're going to take down the tower where all the monkeys are. And you see them in the basement with C4 after C4 after C4, and then it pans up and you just see two columns that look exactly like the symbol of the Twin Towers. You can call me crazy if you want. If you haven't seen it, don't say a word. Get the movie and get to that point. It's like I don't have, like I said, I'm not going to show it, so I don't want any copyright infringements. But if you get to the point where it's about 3/4 into the movie, you will see they are in an area where they are underground trying to get Caesar and the loyal apes out of where they were being held. And they were in a subway system. And the guy talks about, we're going to take down the tower. Every one of those monkeys is in the tower, and they show C4, and they pan up, and it's symbolism for the Twin Towers. So it's at the point now, if you can't see it, you're just not paying attention, or you're getting paid to look the other way, or you're just so unintelligent we can't help you. So if you have not seen the movie, making criticisms about it or basing your belief systems on the fact that you may not like what I'm saying or may not like me personally is just silly. Check out the movie and you'll see the symbolism. How they could start wars by having somebody on the side of the one person that gets killed ends up blaming it on someone else to get the masses to just blindly go in and say, oh, we must avenge thee. You know, the king is dead. Long live the king. So it shows the symbolism. Of course, it always ends up back in either Rome or Egypt. It's one of the two. I'm sure that's just a coincidence. But I'm telling you, when you see that underground scene where they're talking about the C4 around the building and they talk about, he says, we're going to bring the tower down, and it pans up and you see those two columns. They look just like the Twin Towers. If you can't see that of symbolism, they're telling you everything you need to know. It's people just need to wake up and start listening. I hope you do. Peace.